Hello, I'm PS3 and welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to talk about and show you some of the secrets from the battle map Cavern. So this is one of the maps that if you played any amount of battle minigame at all, you probably played, because it is of course one of the free maps and it's a default texture pack map. And it looks something like this, and the reason I decided to check this out is because basically, very recently, after they changed the bat physics with Tumble, it's been found that you can just about get outside of one of the corners of the map, and then by doing a whole bunch of weird things, you can just about see the back of a sign. And I was so curious, I was like, so there's a sign you can see the back of, what is on the sign? I figured, while we're here anyway, let's check out some of the stuff that's outside the map, and let's try and find some cool secrets and just weird bits / building tips that you might not normally pick up while you're playing the map inside battle. So yeah, I've got a survival copy of the original Cavern, the one before they changed it, and I'm excited to share it with you all in today's videos. Hopefully you do all enjoy this. If you do like it, let me know, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like these sorts of videos. And yeah, just one more time, this is a downloaded copy of the map from before they changed it, because a few updates after it came out, they changed it, but this download was made before then, just so if you're like, oh wait a minute, things are a bit different, they made a couple of changes since then, but these things have remained the same and been found recently. So yeah, with that said, let's get straight into it, and let's first start by showing you that, yeah, this is what, Cavern looks like by default. I mean, creative, of course, but the really cool thing about this is if we drink a night vision potion, we can see all of the map at once in a way that's, like, so enlightening to me. Like, although obviously they can't make the whole map visible this way, it really does change everything when you can see the map fully, which I know, there was a part of me that was just like, ooh, you can see all the little corners, the crevices, and it's going to help us see what we're trying to find a little bit better. So the first thing I just have to do is go check out that sign, because I'm very, very curious. So yeah, if you're curious as to the way out the map, it is just up here. You can just about fly if you hold A outside the map, and then if you do a couple of weird things, you can get yourself to just over here, which is like a weird survival area. Like, clearly someone was playing around and they placed a bunch of stuff, including a sign, but the sign is either blank or it's facing the other way, and I was like, we need to go find out what's on that sign. And without further ado, here it is. It's just a series of ones. Why is it a series of ones? That is something I can't say for sure. I was expecting it to say, like, ooh, you found a secret, or just something bizarre like that, but it's just 1111111. So yeah, I've got a few theories as to why this place is like this, because also we've got a minecart with a chest below the ground in a very bizarre placement right here. If I had to guess, someone was just kind of playing around some blocks just so they could test, like, because this is either the first battle map they made or one of the first ones they made. Maybe they're testing around with some of the stuff with it, so they placed all this here as like testing the battle game mode. So like, oh, if you're in battle, can you open dispensers? Oh, you can't. Can you do this? That's what I was imagining they're doing, because this is all the stuff in the game, if you're curious, which you can left trigger on. I mean, the cauldron, you need a bucket of water, but everything else here can be left triggered by default. Maybe they were testing it. That's the best theory I have. Otherwise, maybe, one of the 4J team was just sneaking and like, oh, they're all building the map over there, but I'm kind of bored. I'm just going to place some stuff down with a sign. So yeah, that's the closest theory I can get as to exactly what's going on here. Why there is the item frame in the item frame, I can't say for sure. Why all these things exist, I have no true idea, but it is just one of those things that's a little bit bizarre. And yeah, let's place down another one here, just so you can probably see that, yeah, indeed, item frame, so someone did it for some bizarre reason. But anyway, yeah, that is this little corner of the map. That's the weird little secret, and it may be just, again, those are my theories. I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below, but I already think the testing one, or the someone just got bored and decided to walk off, is the most likely one. But while I was looking around, I also found a second secret outside the map, which again, isn't ever meant to be properly accessed, which is just on the other side of the map, entirely the other side actually, because as you can see, this is set in like a cross of a... Actually, wait, let's show you the village first. But it's set between a cross of, like, a plains, a jungle, a snow biome, and an extreme hill biome in a way that's really quite cool, because it almost matches the four corners of the map. But yeah, basically, if you head to this side, you can find yourself a village. So this village is just about visible from outside the map, because from up here, obviously, there's this little skylight. But also, if you just go to here, and, you stay in bat form, you can just about see the village over the hills. Well, it's not really too impressive of a village. It's actually quite a broken one, because, as you can see, it's, like, covered in gravel to, like, cover up the door. Clearly, they didn't pay any attention here. There's no cool little Easter eggs inside any of the buildings, as much as I was hoping. But also, you'll see there's actually a glitch with some of this, where the water is flowing, like, there halfway. And, again, I have no idea how this even happened or why this happened, but I think it was a bit of a cool thing that's like, oh, yeah, even the village that the 4J, map is built on, even that has a weird generation glitch, which you don't really see too much anymore, so I guess they've improved that. But it's still going to eternally be here in the map. You can't really probably see. Like, if you look from the map itself, you can just about see the water flowing there. But yeah, the reason it's like that is because, oops, we made the water flow. So, fun little fact that I thought was that. But another secret from outside the map that isn't just a village is this thing right here. That's right, they built something like this for some reason that you can just about see, but you're not really ever looking for from the map. Like, you can just about, even then, actually, I don't think you can see it at all. But basically, yeah, they built it, like, at the very edge of the map in a way that can't be seen, and plus it's the only building, so it's clearly not intended that way, which makes me think that the map, they were building something here, then got halfway through and decided, actually, that doesn't make too much sense. So yeah, there is this second structure that's, again, either barely visible or not visible outside the map that you can see from just over there. Maybe it was in case you were a bat and you looked up and... No, I can't see any real reason for this. I'd love to hear any fun fan theories. But the cool thing about this that I found that maybe makes it a bit more likely is the fact that when you dig down from this, because, again, this is just set in a river in a really bizarre place, if you actually decide to dig down from this, like literally 5 or 6 blocks or something, then where you find yourself, or apparently not here because I've dug down to the wrong place, but if you dig down, just below here, maybe I go a few blocks forwards, if you dig down literally 2 blocks, you find yourself in this cave right here, which I find very interesting that this literally links straight into the map. So we actually then remove, so we place a block back, so let's just smooth red sandstone, very, very fitting block. If we remove that, it does actually remove all of the water from here, which makes me think that, yeah, at some point they did just leave this flowing into the cave. Like, there was clearly something big here they decided to work around, and they just left so much of it intact. But this is something you can see from the map. If you ever go to here, it looks like at some point you're going to be able to go up there, maybe even flow outside the map, because, again, they covered the cave with stuff, and they made this really look real from angles that you can't properly see normally. But, again, I can't say for sure. There's just this weird little pathway outside the map. So, yeah, that's they're the cool couple of secrets that I wanted to share with you about this map. But as well as those, I found a few other things interesting that I figured maybe you would too. So first of all, you know this little part of the map over here you can't normally get to up here? Well, it's kind of fleshed out. Like, you can see, again, there's gold ore in lots of places that are kind of tricky to see. I assume this was always built as like ooh, you can't get there. Look how mysterious and tomb-like it looks. Because, it's a pretty cool place, so I thought that was interesting personally. But as well as that, of course, something else that I found interesting is on the other side of the map. So I always find it tricky to find because it's a very specific quadrant of the map. But basically, there is a corner of the map. I guess it must be this one over here. There's a corner of the map where... Oh, wait. First, though, if you look up here, there's this little secret chest thing. This is just a dead end. It's not like some grand corridor that leads you to some amazing places. And also, just in case you're curious, you can't make this jump unless you sprint, unless you use arrows or something. So there's no magic about, oh, you can jump there normally. It's designed to make you look like you can, but you can't. Although if you could get here, if you use an arrow jump or you have someone hit you at just the right moment, it's really cool because, again, you've got your own little hidden cave where no one will find you, which I mean, I guess is cool for private games. Please don't ever do that in public games. And then, yeah, as well as this cool thing over here, there's also, it's a very, very tricky thing to find because it's in the cobblestone corner of the map where basically there's just like a single block difference. So I think it's where redstone is. So let's go to the red side of the map. Because fun fact, the map's actually pretty well color-coded. On the redstone side of the map, there's this little thing over here. So if you look over here, you can actually see how, like, oh, if you go into this corner, you can just about see a cave. There is one block there's one block gap. If you could somehow get past one block or, get thrown at, you'd have to get sucked through this block somehow. Then what you could do is you get into this, like, giant, weird, like, back end of the cave, and you could get outside the map, which, again, I find interesting. Maybe you can do that as a bat if you're really lucky and stuff. But yeah, I thought that was quite kind of cool personally. And this is what Cavern looks like from the outside. So, yeah, if you fly around a whole bunch, you actually see that the map's actually relatively... they didn't load up too much of it. They just found a random part for a random map and then said, yep, let's build it here. Obviously, they had to find a part that was suitable for that, so, I don't know what the effort was. But yeah, that's kind of that. So, oh, just in case you're curious, in case you're like, Toy Cat, you didn't check it. Minecart chest, regular chest, furnace. Oh, this is something I found interesting. They put gold ore in the furnace with the spruce planks. Again, that's something I have no idea about. That's the only other thing that's actually done here. No idea why they were smelting the spruce planks. Maybe it was a test for some other update. Or maybe they were just... Again, that makes me think a little bit more towards the whole, like, oh yeah, they were bored, theory. But again, that's something you can find just over here. Figured I should go through that before the end, because, like, oh no, that's a thing. But before we leave this video, because, having the opportunity to actually have a copy of the map for survival/creative is something not many people get to do. Why don't I use this and show you just one texture pack? Because I did a, mapping all texture packs video, and most of them don't work too well. But one I really wanted to check out was the fancy texture pack on this map. And so, just like that, here we are, except we're in the fancy texture pack. So, as you can see, this map just looks amazing in the fancy texture pack. Like, you look at it, and again, most of the maps, it seems like they were built for the texture pack they're in, but somehow switching pretty much any world to the fancy one just makes it look so, so cool. So let's do a quick fly around. Let's maybe drink the... Actually, let's do it without night vision. So, here you can see, here's what the center would look like in the fancy. As you can see, just besides the weird clash of the cobblestone thing, it's just an amazing, kind of looking center. So, big fan of that. that thing. The glowstone looks a bit weird when you lead over here, but besides those couple of weird points right there, the whole map just looks so incredible. Look at the water. You know, the watercolor is just so much better when you've got a map that's all built out of this. It kind of works that way. Look at the center, you know, using blue instead of green. It just looks like it's an entire, you know, I guess retexture, you could say. But yeah, this map works really, really well in the fancy texture pack, and there's a part of me that wants to say, like, yeah, this is an argument that we should be able to change our own texture packs. And although I don't think that's ever going to be a thing for Battle, for a whole bunch of reasons, I do think it's cool that, yeah, if you look at this, it looks pretty darn, you know, cool, and you can see how, oh, look, we got some redstone on the wall. But yeah, it looks really cool if you ask me, and this is why I think that in some way we should change our stuff. And even if that's not the case, at the very least, it's an argument to why if you have a default world, the fancy texture pack is something you should switch to. Just to give it a look, because again, this same map that we've all probably played, you know, dozens of times, and hundreds of times maybe in my case, this map we've all played so many times, you can just see it from a whole different light when you've got the different blocks on, which also means that you can see small stuff like, well, if you look over to these trees, look how much more obvious, so if we drink the hydrogen too, look how much more obvious, like, the fact that there's a pathway from these looks from up here, like, yeah, of course, like, the trees are designed to do this, but you never see anyone do this in Battle, because, again, it just doesn't seem obvious in the default one, but it seems a bit more obvious when you're here in your fancy. So, again, small things help you see the world in a different way. Maybe that's useful for real life too, like, if you install a real life texture pack, maybe you'll see world different. Anyway, point being though, hope you did enjoy this video. If you liked it, like the video and let me know. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Yes, I am the tiniest bit sick in case someone spotted it, but there'll still be a bunch of videos over this weekend, and if you subscribe, well, you're probably already subscribed. Well, good job on that. Thank you very much for watching though, and goodbye.